The teacher asked for a word at pickup because your toddler bit another child today, and you felt the heat rising in your face before she even finished the sentence. Mortified didn't even cover it. If this has happened to you, if your toddler lashes out at home, I want you to know something. Your child is not nasty and you're not failing. But listen on. I'm Camilla McGill, a parenting coach with over 20 years experience, and I'm a mum of 4 adult kids. I help parents of toddlers and young children understand what's really driving behavior, because when we understand it, we can respond so much more effectively. So today I'm going to explain why toddlers hit, bite, and push, and give you 3 things that actually work, including one that most parents never think to try. And if this is your first time here, please hit subscribe because there's a new video in this series every week. So let's start with why this happens. Toddlers and young kids bite, hit, and push for a very simple reason. They don't yet have the words or the emotional skills to handle what they're feeling. So when they're frustrated, overwhelmed, or desperate to get their needs met, it comes out physically, because that's the only tool that they have in that moment. It's a child whose feelings are bigger than their ability to express them. But that doesn't mean that we do nothing about it. It does need to be addressed, but it's the way that we address it that matters really enormously. I know this because I struggled so much myself. When my eldest was a toddler, I used to take him to a local playgroup. He was a really sweet little boy, until another child wouldn't share a toy. And then he'd hit. So I started off calmly telling him no. But then my reaction got sharper and sharper. And one day, after he'd hit a child, I yanked him out of the room and I got him by the arms and I said, "You're a horrible little boy." I felt ashamed of him, but I was also really embarrassed that I raised a child like this and ashamed that I'd talked to him in that way. I was more worried about what other parents thought of me than I knew how to deal with him. But underneath all of that, I felt completely lost about what to do. What I didn't understand then is that shame doesn't teach a child anything useful, and it actually increases difficult behavior over time. So in that moment, my reaction was entirely about my own shame and fear, not about helping him learn. So here are 3 things that I learned and that I now teach families that I work with. The first is, when hitting happens, get down to their level, hold their hands away from the other child firmly and look them in the eye and say, "I won't let you hit. Hitting hurts." Not a lecture, not a lengthy explanation, just that one line said calmly and with certainty. The firmness tells them that you're in charge and will keep everybody safe. The brevity is the point. A toddler whose feelings are running high can't process a long speech. And then you move to the hurt child. "I'm sorry that you got hurt. That wasn't okay." The child who hit sees both things happen, the boundary and the care. And that combination is what teaches. But the second thing is to separate the child from the behavior, not in the heat of the moment, but later on get down to their level and say something like, "I heard at nursery you really wanted the toy and you didn't know how to use your words, so you hit." You're not excusing what happened, but you're helping them understand what's going on inside them. You're making it about the situation, not who they are as a child. And the third thing, and this is the one most parents never think to try, is to practice the skill away from the moment entirely. Role play it with them at home, somewhere calm, and be playful around it so that they have something to reach for when the real moment comes. So I did this with my son. I'd say, "Nico, let's do a little game. You're going to be your friend Joe, and I'm going to be you. So let's imagine Joe has a toy, and you need to hold on to that toy really tightly and not let it go. Can you do that?" He thought it was funny, being given a job and being in charge of the toy. And then I'd reach for it, and I'd say, "Keep holding the toy." And then I'd model what to do instead. So I'd try grabbing the toy, and then I'd say, "Now, it's my turn now, please." And then when I saw he wasn't going to let go, I'd say, "Okay, I'm going to go and find another toy." And I'd walk away. Then we'd swap, and Nico would be himself, and I'd be Joe holding the toy, and we'd practice it again, with him doing the words, "It's my turn now, please." We kept it light and we made it playful, and we did it more than once. Over time and with reminders, he began to use words, not hands, but it wasn't instant. If hitting or biting is happening regularly and you'd like to talk through what's going on for you, I'd love to offer you a free discovery call. The link to grab that is in the description below. But I also have a free guide, Why Your Child Has Tantrums, 10 Calm Ways to Respond, which covers exactly this kind of emotional overwhelm and what to do in the moment. And that link is in this description below. Next, I'm going to be talking about why your toddler says no to absolutely everything and the simple shifts that give you so much more cooperation with so much less conflict. But make sure you hit subscribe so that you don't miss it.